I don't have any idea where you are, but I'm tossing it to you.
We're on the Fox lot, Tucker, as a matter of fact, where Derek is bucking the trend, apparently not listening to Tucker's forecast, going with the short sleeves today. I don't know if I'd advise that right now. It's a little chilly.
It's chilly. It's chilly. Yeah.
Listen, let's talk about that, because when it comes to the plants, you know, we're kind of getting into summertime now. So veggies, herbs, is now the time?
Yeah, now's the time. And just because Memorial Day has passed us, if you see your neighbors got their veggies in, you can still get yours in. Some of the things that we want to talk about today, though, is what you need to do to make sure that you get a successful yield come summer. Tomatoes, you know, a lot of people are going to get out there, they're going to plant tomatoes. And this is an heirloom tomato. You notice it's got a lot different leaf than a regular tomato. Heirloom tomatoes are not going to give you a heavy yield of tomatoes. Some of them will, maybe the green zebra, but most of your big heirloom tomatoes, you're not going to get a big yield. So if you're going to plant those, plant them more as a specialty plant.
Okay.
The other thing to think about with tomatoes, the flowering part is what gives you the tomato. And so you want to use a mix that is actually high in a phosphate, because it's going to make sure that you get good blossom.
Okay.
And the good blossom is going to yield a good tomato. What about this time of the year? What's happened with a lot of these plants is they have started to lose some of their leaves. They're looking a little bit gnarly. You may want to bypass this plant. Actually, this plant can give you a better yield than a new, smaller tomato.
Okay.
And the reason is a tomato plant, you can actually take all of this off. I'm going to pinch it all off. You can put the tomato down in the pot like that, and then you can fill in with a good rich soil. When you're using a soil, you want to use compost. In the front of the table there, the lighter colored stuff is actually a chicken manure.
Okay.
And the chicken manure is going to give you a really great high yield. You can fill that in all the way up to here. The tomato is going to root all along that stem, and you're going to get a much healthier tomato plant.
Real quick, anything else, other tips with the herbs before we get to?
Yeah, well, the one other thing is, any of your herbs that you buy like this, that are really tight, you see a whole bunch of basils in there, take the time to divide those up.
Okay.
Because each one of those is an individual basil plant.
Get more and more yield.
Peppers, a big mistake that people make with peppers. When you've got a pepper plant like this, take off all these early blossoms now. And the reason that we're doing that is you want the plant to get big, strong, and healthy. It's going to produce twice the amount of peppers if you do that.
Now we're getting our yield. Derek, I have to ask you, though, about these mosquito plants, because we started feeling them over the Memorial Day weekend when the humidity got up there.
Right.
And they're sold, they're marketed to kind of ward mosquitoes away. Do they work?
These mosquito plants, it's actually a type of geranium. You'd have to roll around in the plant to make it work. We've got some stuff on the Fox5 website. When we talked about tinctures, you can actually spray things like a lavender oil, a lemon balm oil, or a geranium oil onto your skin, onto the kid's skin. You can do that. It's a natural way to get the mosquitoes off of you and onto someone else.
But unless you literally take that.
Not that you want to give someone else mosquitoes, but a lot of people have been asking me that on Twitter, is that if this works.
Does it work? Right.
Well, the mosquitoes are not going to go to that plant.
But if they don't go to the plant, they're going to go to you.
You've got to have the oils on you. It's the essential oils that actually the mosquitoes do not like.
Got it.
So if you want to do something natural that's going to actually help repel mosquitoes, use a scented oil like lavender, lemongrass, or geranium.
So you don't have to carry that plant around
And follow
with you
me on
everywhere
Twitter
that you go.
At Thomas Garden Guy.
Derek, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for the tips.
Thanks, guys.
Hope you have a good yield with your veggies this year as well. Back inside to you guys from the Fox lot.
All right. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Derek.